Welcome to the Screen Love Affair podcast, and we have a family affair this week. I am joined by my lovely mother here in studio in the HQ to talk about the quintessential piece of cinema, Jackass Best and Last. So
Wasn't the best.
definitely wasn't the best. Probably will be the last. They really leaned into that bit, and Johnny Knoxville cried. We're gonna dive right into spoilers. I guess spoilers. Like we're gonna talk about specific things. So if you want to go in blind, which I suggest, by and large you do. Brandon did a review that you can go watch. That's on the channel and on Spotify and everywhere else. So if you want more spoiler-free conversation, I guess, for Jackass, please go check that out. You might notice, we're rocking. Well, I'm rocking. And Peg can rock the hat.
I don't have any
No
swag yet.
no swag for Peg, but nice embroidered hats, beautiful shirts with the arm icon. Stay tuned, folks. We might have some news on that front for all the people that have been chasing me on this, which has actually been more than I would have expected, but I'm very excited. Yes, Nick too. Every time I go back home, Nick's on my case about it. But yes, we're here to talk about Jackass, and there's a lot to cover here because I think, well, first of all, what did you think of the movie? Like, I feel like, okay, let me say, I felt like we had a really good time. Our crowd was like a rowdy, annoying crowd, but like fun enough for what Jackass is. But yeah, what did you think of the movie?
It was mostly outtakes of other movies. Not a lot of new stuff.
Hmm.
It was okay.
Yeah. I think I'm in the same boat. Like, so much of it was just old shit. And we watched the first one like just before we went to go see that, and I think that was almost a bit of a mistake because they show like a few beats. The golf one, we got another special guest in the family affair episode. Dutch, go to your bed, bro. This is a podcast and we're professionals. But yeah, I was surprised by how much of it was just old stuff.
But they're old.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, like it's old stuff that like they put in other movies. Like I've seen a lot of those, like the Pooh Cocktail Supreme, the golf course, air horn, great bits, but ones we've seen in movies. And I feel like I've at least seen all of the like 1.5, 2.5 movies that they have a lot of extra stuff that they've shot every time they do one of these movies. And yeah, like, so it was like 10 maybe of like new things.
If that many.
Yeah.
Really?
So I would say from that perspective, it was disappointing. But like, at what point did, like, how many more concussions does Johnny Knoxville need to take for our entertainment? Because I think that was one of the big things too, is that like he's like literally like they wouldn't let him. He's not allowed to do bowl stuff. Like if he gets one more concussion, he's cooked. So
I did laugh a lot.
yeah, like then that's the thing. Like I'm struggling even with like how do I want to judge it, because like as an experience, as a theater experience, we had a good time.
The guy
We were
behind us
laughing a
was
lot.
really laugh.
Yeah, there was people that were having a better time than us, that's for sure. But like yeah, I can't say like I didn't even see the air horn. Like they play like good bits at least again. So there was like reliving that again and seeing it with a crowd. I've like that would have been the first time I seen a lot of that with a crowd, because we'll get into that part. Watched these movies when I was young without someone's permission. But yeah, I was kind of really let down by how much of it was just repeated stuff, but I still found joy in that.
Yeah.
So like, what am I going to do? How hard do I have to be on it? But I will say there's one part of this movie that I'm very excited my mother and I got to experience.
Here we go.
With Chris Pontius's dick.
And lots of it.
Yeah, lots of it. And they like, I will say this is like, I didn't watch all of Brandon's review because I didn't want to watch it before going in because I didn't want to know what he thought about it. But oh yeah, also he said there's a bit where there's like, oh dude, you make a cameo in the movie, and I don't know what that was referring to, but he was very confident that I would know that, but I didn't recognize, unless he said it wasn't a fat joke at one of the other guys, but I don't know if I believe him now. But anyway, yeah, they do like inventive angles on this, which is like super fucking funny. Like they put more thought into where they put cameras than most feature films that get released in theaters, particularly if there's a creative gooch or taint shot to be had. They get a camera right up in there. So I was that was good. But then like, yes, Pontius doing the naked high jump or whatever,
Yes.
which very low stakes stunt, if not for the nudity. And that was really what sold that he's doing the jiggles and back and forth. And
Dick
then,
slaps.
yeah. And yeah, right up against, thanks mom for clarifying that it was dick slaps. My mother, ladies and gentlemen. But they did that close up from like underneath where his dick like his dick sometimes like entered frame and it was just like a slow-mo and
Yeah,
I fucking
like,
turned and looked at my mom. I thought she was gonna pass out. We were both fucking howling at that one.
oh,
But yeah, so that was a wild experience to share with my mother. But at this point, like, I'm 30, almost 31. What's there left for us to experience in a theater together at this point, with that out of
we
the
don't have
way?
a lot of secrets.
No, no, no. And there was yeah, well, and people like looking around, like they were howling at that. And that was probably easily my favorite part. That's definitely
Yeah.
the hardest I laughed in the whole thing, I think. But yeah, like other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of like new stuff.
No.
Like there's nothing really to talk about. It was just like old stuff, really. Um, and I wonder how long they shot this too, because like again, like it seemed like it was like one day. Like all this stuff they had with the robot was
Yeah.
the same guy that was like voicing it. So I'm like, I
Well, I
imagine they
think
just
they
did that over a
said at
day.
one point they said about it being the last week of shooting.
Yeah,
So whether it was over the week
yeah,
or not, but
yeah.
only men would do that stupid shit. Sorry. There's a reason women don't do
Well, there's a
Jackass
girl there, but I
movies.
don't think what did she do?
She
Anything?
didn't do anything in
Yeah,
this
not
one
in this
except
one.
they at the very
Yeah, the
beginning
credits scene or whatever,
where
they tongue
she licked
zapped
the
her.
zapper, but that was it.
That's pretty
Other
mild,
than
all
that,
things considered.
because women aren't stupid.
True. This is definitely not a great showcase of male intellect. Um,
Well,
but there's something uniquely American about Jackass, like as a cultural contribution, like to put that out on the global stage.
hey, and money talks, but I don't think it talks that much.
Wow, you couldn't get me to do any of that. I'll tell you
No.
that right now. Oh, I do have to shout out. Oh, that's what he meant by the cameo about me. Paul Walter Hauser,
Oh,
the
right.
actor. When I worked at my previous job, which shall remain unconfirmed, no, I was at ratings and I was in videos and someone said I looked like his character from Cobra Kai in the
Oh, yes,
comments,
yes, yes.
which I
I
have
see
not
it.
watched Cobra Kai.
I
So
have.
yeah,
I see
so
it a little bit.
I totally, as
You're
soon as
way
I said
cuter.
that, yeah. I love Paul Walter Hauser though, so I was very excited to see him show up in this. And although the stunt or whatever we want to stunt, I don't know what, but when they had Zach, the younger big fat guy, like strapped up and like I think naked,
Yes.
and they roll him down slowly depending on if you get a question right or wrong in this trivia thing.
And the strapping, so his like ass cheeks were
I
distorted
it
and
is
hanging out,
It is
and it looked
unclear to me
painful.
what like how much of like what part was what. I was a little unclear on.
It looked
But it was
extremely painful.
definitively like, yeah, his ass area. And they were hanging out like low, like little flaps. And
Ugh.
poor Aaron had to get into the seat there when it was very low. And he got his question right, but punished for doing the worst segment they ever did, which what was a meter fairy or something like that
So they
back in the
dropped
day.
him his ass
Oh,
right
and
on
he
his
like
face.
it was full on face hitting, like the way his cheeks like perfectly went over his face and he
Oh,
couldn't move. Like,
oh,
yeah, and he was like gagging. That was the one he took off and was not having
yeah.
trying to throw out. Oh, that was when he tried to get up too and like keep rub his face on Knoxville. Knoxville just grabbed him and fucking kneed him
Need
right in
him
the
in the
dick.
nuts.
That was a good bit too. That made me laugh. But yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think. There wasn't like a ton that they had. Adam Ray, who I don't know if you would have seen, and he's the guy that does the Dr. Phil like comedy impressions. Yeah,
We haven't
definitely not in my mother's
we
TikTok.
haven't
Do
had
you
a
even use TikTok?
No.
No, definitely not on my mom's Instagram algorithm.
I watch Screen Love Affair on Instagram.
Follow us at Screen Love Affair wherever you get your social medias. Good plug, Peg. You're a natural at this. See, I wish we had a better movie to talk about, like functionally, because there's really not a whole lot here. But I do want to say, you know, 30 now. You've pawned your other son off on me. I'm raising him now. Ty, God bless you. Shout out.
Love you, Ty.
But at what age would you find it appropriate to show these Jackass movies to? I don't want to say kid. I don't want to color what age you put on, but like, what age would you have been comfortable with me watching this at?
Um, I don't know. I don't think I'd like to think I raised kids smart enough not to consider doing any of that dumb shit. And
Okay, so I could have watched that when I was 10.
yeah,
I probably did. Or younger.
I,
I had
eh,
teenaged cousins that were at that time, and then I watched all of that, like, not
I
in
don't,
theaters, obviously. Well, eventually, but
it's just dumbass shit, which I would hope.
well, so what was the one or was it in the movie when they did the cardboard box one? Where they showed, like, an old footage of, like, wrapping him up in a cardboard
Oh,
box with
yeah, yeah,
pillows.
yeah.
So this is the kind of thing that they said they had to cut from the TV show because it was too easy
Easy
to
to
replicate.
replicate.
So those are the kinds of things, like, even if you thought I was smart enough, I definitely had friends at that age that weren't, you
Yeah,
know?
but that's if they're that gullible, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
I don't know.
That's why but, like, what does it tell you, though, that they have to do that warning at the beginning and again to say, like, "The stunts you just saw, please don't recreate."
Well, that's how sad the world is that you really have to say that
Yeah,
twice
yeah,
because there's people that would actually try that shit. Um, I don't know.
yeah.
I just don't like the snakes in it. That's all.
Yeah, when there was they only brought out a snake again, it was an older one where they had the snake for a second, but that gag was like, oh, it was a fake setup.
Yeah.
But yeah, they bring that snake out. Mom was like death squeezing my knee. I can't watch. I can't watch. I'm like, Mom, they just said it's a joke. They're just teasing it to set it up. But yeah, no, it was, yeah,
Well,
you and
even
the snake.
rewatching this afternoon, I'm kind of like this because, ugh, Steve-O and what do they call the poop launcher thing? The bungee?
Oh, the
The,
poo cocktail
oh,
supreme. Yeah, I was worried. Mom at one point, this is true. You at one point said, "Oh, I might throw up," and the dude that was sitting directly in front of you, like, he brought his head down and like did one of those at you, and I was like, I laughed really hard at that because he was genuinely worried that you were gonna puke from
I think
behind
because I
on him.
knew what was going to happen, but I remember seeing it the first time and I literally was gagging
I'm surprised by how
because
little that
that's,
one, like, all that gets me now.
oh,
I just get got on other stuff that's obvious, but like that for whatever reason, like, doesn't phase me.
Steve-O screaming with his mouth open
Yeah.
and porta potties are disgusting on a good day.
Well, it's so funny. That one's great. That's one of the actual, like, all-time ones they ever
Yeah.
did because it's so, like, comically absurd. But just when it launches up, that would be really fun for 2 seconds, and then when it comes down and even the way, like, when it whips down and all the shit, like, leaks out
Yeah.
the bottom of
I'm
it.
surprised though watching them today, though, again, some of the older ones that
Mhm,
I don't remember a lot of it, but there's certain things I do remember that weren't in today's movie.
mhm.
One of the gross ones I remember is that big guy wearing the big suit that he sweat in,
Yeah, yeah, the
and then they
sweatsuit.
leaked out the sweat through like the ass part of
Yeah.
and then Steve-O drank it.
It's you gagging just thinking about
Yeah, I
it.
remember gagging on that one too.
Oh, yeah,
Ugh,
that's a gnarly one for sure.
I swore I would never
Oh,
watch these movies,
the shit.
but you can't not. I literally sat down with my kids when they were younger just to say goodnight, and they were watching it. Oh, just Shea was watching it with his dad. Ty was in bed, and I went to say goodnight to them, and I sat down for a second, and then you're hooked. You can't not watch it
It's
because
yeah.
it's so ridiculous that you gotta see what happens next.
Well, and it's like a car crash in a way where you're like, it's morbid, but you like can't look away.
Yes, and
I
I've watched them all now.
Well, what was the other one today where they did the poo suit? Like, what's the game where you touch the? I don't even remember now.
Twister.
Twister,
They drink
Twister,
the,
and they're in their. Well,
colonoscopy
back you said the sweatsuit. I saw the tape, and that's why I was like, "Oh no, they're gonna bag that." And they did all the whatever
they
those
drank the
juices.
colonoscopy prep,
Yeah,
and then they put these taped on
they're
pants, plastic pants, basically, and then they played Twister, and, yeah,
and it was the last man standing sort of
and
situation.
Johnny might have fixed it a little bit. "Oh, Steve-O, pink, whatever," so
Yeah.
Steve-O's ass was
Spread.
right in the guy's face, and,
Yeah,
"Oh, I think we got a leaker."
yeah. And that's that's so the camera pans over and you just see like just a little bit of shit just literally leaking out of his ass. And then they go to the next shot and it was pouring out of his ass.
The bottom of his pants.
Oh, and they
And
had ripped.
there was some puking and gagging.
Yeah, a lot of people. And but my back to me not puking either. Lance,
Yes.
which
He just kept on his
he
shirt
held
up
it together, which was like blew me away because that's always one of my favorite gags in every
'cause he
movie.
gags all
Yeah.
and gags, he pukes.
They even did in the credits, they had the bit where he like from all the other movies where he was "Ugh," and he was like puking their camera guy.
Yeah.
But he held that together. But the Twister mat at the end was literally covered in like wet shit. And yeah, it was it was
It's
another
so wrong, but it's
disgusting
so
one.
right at the same time.
Well, that's what I mean. Like in the same vein, like it's obviously very different stuff, but in terms of like cultural exports, you think of like us and Trailer Park Boys
Yeah.
and like the classy, portrayal of our country that puts out. And then you have in America this, like as a big thing. It's an interesting it's only in America, I think you could get away with something like that. And
Well, they tried to get away with it in China or somewhere in Egypt.
yeah, they have yeah, the Japan ones where they were trying to do it in the first one too. They're the party boy. But
That guy sure likes to be naked.
yeah, that was like what was it? They even do a bit at the beginning of that where he's like, and if they ask me to do anything nude, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Or what was his name? Koopy?
Poopy, the new guy with his lip.
And he's like, "I'm not doing that." "Okay, I'll do it."
I was super like I thought they were setting that up for the robot to inject the lip filler, and I
Oh,
was
so did I,
horrified
actually.
at that. I was like, "What the fuck?" They like because it had like three fingers and a thumb or whatever. They were massive, and I was like, "There's no way they're gonna
Tastes
get
like
this
peanut
thing."
butter?
Yeah. Adam Ray is funny. I liked him as the voice of the robot the whole
Oh,
time. He
yeah,
was
'cause
getting a
he had
lot of
some good
laughs.
one-liners.
Yeah, he was really good as the robot.
Yeah.
And yeah, the lip filler one though, I love like that's a Jackass stunt when it's like I've seen so many people with jobs worse than what he had. But yeah, what was two? They had the fucking testicle taser or the dick taser wrapped around him and they would activate it when he was like walking a bar. I will say,
I don't have nuts, but if I did, they
oh,
were hurting.
yeah. No, no, no. Those are the ones where like, I do a little rearrange or something because you
Ye
can't help but feel it a little on those ones.
Yeah.
That's very true.
A lot of those ones where it's just crazy to me that, again, men
Boys.
do that shit.
Well, that's why
The thing is, well, I think it's funny, but I wouldn't, I don't know.
well, you'd be like a April Margera, right? Like you would be mortified if that was your kids.
Well, not if you're bringing home a $5 million paycheck, but if you let off fireworks in my bedroom and shit, I
Yeah.
would fucking kill you. I don't care how much money it made.
You'd be more pissed off about the fact that I brought cameras into the room while you were sleeping.
That's
You
true.
snoring.
With my CPAP on.
Yeah. There's Darth Vader herself. Let's launch some fireworks while she's attached to her
Oh.
CPAP machine. Oh, that'd be a good look.
Oh my god.
Oh man. No, but that like this is the thing though. I think like I will it had to end because it really is like the core, like Johnny Knoxville really like permeates throughout, obviously, but it's like they could very easily, and I'm sure someday when they're dead or something like that, if not sooner, they'll like really just redo it with a new group of people. But
Yes. Well, they have to be like we talked about this a little bit, but like PTSD,
oh yeah,
like
filming it, they're all on edge, right? They're so
well, and that
jumpy.
one guy, I can't remember his name, but every stunt, he looks like he's gonna cry now before it even happens because he's like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Like,
Yeah,
it's a paycheck,
yeah. Well,
but
because
what the fuck am I doing?
it's like, well, and that's why if they had a shorter filming period, they would have been a little more at ease. But like when they
Yeah,
do the other ones, I remember that's like a thing for like 30 days or
yeah.
whatever. They're just all scared.
Well, just imagine hanging out with your friends like that, and like when Bam's walking down the hall and gets the old high five,
Yeah.
like you can't even walk down a hallway,
Yeah.
or you're reading a sign and a boxing glove comes up and punches you in the face. Like, what kind of friends have you got?
Yeah.
You got to be terrified of your own
And they
friends.
just like nut tap you or do the like Jaws razor blades
Yeah.
and
Like,
to shave your head. Like, yeah, no, it's definitely got to be like it has to shave years off their life. Just like not even the stunts, which I'm sure can, but the anxiety buildup around
yeah,
actually
like one of
filming
those
them.
guys called and say, "Hey, you want to go tonight?" No, I fucking don't.
Yeah, I'm hanging out by myself in my trailer with the doors locked and
Yeah.
no one's allowed in.
You wouldn't trust them.
No. Well, even like yeah, the porta potty ones where they like this like Ryan goes
Oh, and it
even
blew
you're
up.
like, yeah, you're like, oh God, what's gonna
At
happen?
least he came out blue. I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna be full of shit, because I would have gagged there.
Oh
That's
yeah.
funny.
No, the gag would get you good in the
Yeah.
snakes. But yeah, I was I well, that's one thing I do want to mention too is they actually do sound really well in these movies at particular moments where they clearly like add things like certain like when he finally on the there's like the handbar when he had his dick wrapped in the zapper or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
when he finally fell at the end they add like a little more oomph and so like you feel it a lot more significantly and they do a really good job of adding that extra sound
Because
effect
you
on those ones
almost
that really hurt.
because you almost do feel it wherever,
Yes.
like I said, I don't have nuts, but
Yeah.
I'm almost like,
But
"Ugh."
like, yeah, if they were just filming that with like the normal audio, like it would have just like, whoa, like it
Oh,
would have been
yeah.
the sound of the guy screaming or whatever, which
Yeah,
like impacts it, but it's not the impact
yeah,
itself. And so they interject those, I noticed, especially in a theater,
yeah,
that's like it was a lot louder at certain moments, which sell the brutal ones like really bad.
yeah. And I do have to mention that we were late for the movie because
Pegs
no.
no help in getting we have to
Peg
dog
was
proof the
ready with her
house.
shoes on and ready to go.
Dude, I was out the door down there waiting for you.
No, I was down there waiting for you,
She might be right on that.
princess.
But yeah, we got in just in the nick of time and like a good child, by the way. I sent my mother in so she could get seated and I took the hit and got us drinks and everything. But we got in there when they were doing well, I got
We
in
missed the very first, like, intro part, but
and then we were there for like the credits where they were like, it looked like a moving floor on the set is was shifting them around and stuff, which
yeah,
was
it was
clever.
pretty funny. That
Yeah.
part was good.
They always do the good, like, opener, closer gags,
Yeah.
like, there was one I don't remember which one, maybe the last one or something, but they did, like, a Godzilla thing, and they shot it on, like, a miniature set, but it
Oh, I
looked
do
like
remember
Godzilla, but it
that.
was Pontius's dick, I think, at the
Yes.
end, so that they painted up and everything, so I always love the opening and closing bits and stuff like that, but,
Well, you wonder how many of these guys have children.
yeah.
That was my first thing
Yeah.
about that guy. It's like,
Yeah.
does he have kids? As he's slapping
What
his dick
Pontius is
around.
doing, and he did it like 4 times, like, "No, no, no, let's take that again, let's take that again."
What did he say about, oh, pole vaults? And he kept fucking up on the pole
Yeah.
vault. Oh, take two and doing this.
Yeah, yeah, trying to introduce it with, like, the cock slaps happening,
It
like,
was funny. It was funny.
yeah, that was definitely, I think, the standout bit for me in the new one, and, like, Yeah, I guess this was the thing too. Like, I tried to look at some of the demographics of the people as they were leaving to see ages and stuff, because I was surprised how much laughs the old ones were getting. Because again, I think this is a bit more probably younger people that like, well, certainly didn't have a chance to see that in a theater when it
Yeah.
came out.
I don't think I saw any of them in a theater.
I definitely saw at least the last couple, like since I've been old enough to go.
Well, maybe the last one, but I didn't see.
Yeah, because I don't know which ones, like, certainly I know I've seen it 1 or 2 in Owen Sound, and we did see the Bad Grandpa or whatever one
Shout
together.
out to Crystal Field.
Yeah, I still remember that, just, like, dying at the 2 of you laughing, just laughing at.
Shea had already seen the movie, so he just watched. Crystal and I watched the movie and was crying.
Yeah, it was the restaurant one or whatever where he shits on the wall. I thought you guys were gonna literally pass out from, like, the pressure of laughing so
It
hard in
was
your
funny.
face. I did get a compliment too. I got mildly hit on, on the way up there when we were going up the escalator. I almost was so focused on the fact we were late that I missed it, but I got a
Oh, nice beard.
yeah, I got a nice
Nice.
weird compliment on my date with my mother.
I don't know where you get that ginger comes from.
Yeah, it's a true mystery. True
Oh,
mystery.
look at the gray in there
I
too.
can't.
Well, yeah.
I'm 30. I got grays up under
Oh,
here,
me
dude.
too.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah,
It's
stressed.
definitely not you and the other woman in my life.
It's Ty.
It's Ty. It's Ty. Ty. Hey, you know what? Shout out Ty. Remarkably good at making my life easier now that he's 27. Took 26 years to get there, but we've gotten there for the
She's finally got him
for the
through.
most part. And honestly, that's what I was saying. Going back to the like being young enough to actually watch these, it, all things considered, Ty only having 1 concussion to show for the things that we could have done. Could have been way
Shout out
worse.
to my kids.
Shout out to your kids, man. You did good enough.
You almost killed your brother only once.
Only one time. And we were home alone. You were in Nashville, I
With
think, right?
Grandma.
Yeah.
And
So
Aunt Me.
I'll never forget the fact Mom was in Nashville. Ty gets a concussion. We're definitely not calling Mom 'cause
Caused by
she's in
Shea.
Nashville. Kind of. Yeah, well, that was. Do you remember the garage door didn't like, I don't know, it was like the door like closing mechanism. That was
Didn't
an
close all the
interesting. Yeah.
way.
Well, it was gone.
Yeah.
So the door could just be pushed open to get in from the house to the garage. And I was chasing Ty. I
Because
honestly
Ty beat him at a video game.
cut Black Ops. Yeah, he beat me in a 1v1 and started taunting me, so I chased him. And but he went through the door and like it just opened from the contact, and he like stuck his hands out, and where like I was trying to help. I was trying to
Wink,
help
wink.
because I grabbed him, but grabbing him just made him, instead of blocking his fall on the concrete floor like this, he went like this. And so I just ended up turning him and he smacked his head off the concrete floor, out cold. Did not sleep, but it went out cold. Poor Ty. I almost wish he was
Had a
here.
little seizure,
Come
didn't
in.
he?
Yes, which freaked me out again. I was I don't know, like I was I was in high school, I want to say, or close.
That's when we just
When-
bought the Santa Fe. And it was
Let
like
me
2010, I believe.
I got a new
Yeah.
2010. I would have maybe just been in high school then.
Yeah.
So yeah, so scary moment for me, and then Ty comes too, and I describe him, and if Brandon makes a social clip out of this, he looked like the villain from the Green Lantern movie. I'll show you this after. The terrible Green Lantern movie, but his forehead just like grew like 3 inches on the top. And so I knew for sure I wasn't gonna call my mother because she's in Nashville. What's she gonna do except freak out, right? So I called my dad, who was working, but like at least was like 2 hours away or whatever. And I call him and he freaked out, and I just went, "This isn't helping." Click and up on him. But we called Aunt Louise, and you know what? He's fine, and I've more than made up for it. In the grand scheme of life.
We may still like to point it out to Shea once in a while that he almost killed his brother, but
Yeah, they lord it over me, and trust me, I've paid for it. Um,
killing my
literally and emotionally, I killed the apple of the family eye. Almost. He's still alive. Well, at least he was. We had a close call there the other day when I fell asleep on the roof. So again, you could blame all this degenerate behavior on the concussion too. So either way, I'm now
We'll go with that.
responsible for all the bad things Ty does now and in the future. But no, shout out Ty. I think it would have been funny to watch this with him too, just to get to
Yes.
share that experience with you. Cause like that Pontius dick thing, I think is a core memory for us now. We'll never like I looked over at my mom, but I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
Well, it is not that long ago that they started putting dicks in a movie.
Yeah, well, we're getting like it's
So,
happening more and more
and
now.
even this one, up until that point, really, everything, it was dicks, but they were covered up or they
Yeah.
had their hands, or the one where the snake bit him, he had
Yeah.
that covered. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden it was like, oh,
Yeah.
there's the dick.
And then when they did the close up too, they like they
You must
had
have been
like
here
a
talking about
bad
the dick.
it's all
For the
on
record, I didn't
camera.
want to do.
Yeah, she I definitely didn't have to talk before it's too hard, but yes. Yeah, good thing where you're not a politician. Like these are the
No.
kinds of things you couldn't be saying. But the way the censor bar came up, but like missed, like so you'd see like the part of his dick, and it was like the censor bar like lagged his dick, which was like just a funny gag in my opinion. I don't
Yeah,
know how much of that
because
was
we didn't know
necessary.
what he was
Yeah,
doing.
exactly right. But once again, though, that camera angle,
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
that was probably the
Genuinely one of
funniest.
my favorite shots of
Yeah.
the year. It was so funny, just
Absolutely.
perfectly well done. But yeah, no, I feel at this point we're just gonna kind of get into the weeds of it. I can easily recommend it as an experience at the
Absolutely.
theater. It was fun. Even if you like I literally watched that golf one an hour and a half like before we saw this movie, and I
Yeah.
laughed all over again at
Yeah,
it. You
'cause
know,
it was just funny.
yeah, it's good. And
It's pathetically, stupidly funny. Like, you can't, it's like, I don't know, you can't stop watching it.
no. And even you're like, I'm not gonna watch, but then I looked over and you were like straight down, like looking right at it. So I was like, where am I? You gotta watch, right?
Well,
And you were
'cause
already
years
you were
ago, I
laser locked.
swore I would never, but now it's like, you can't stop. And even now rewatching them with Shea today, I forget so much.
Yeah.
And then I'm
Well,
like
for you, it's
crying.
like a whole new. There's
'Cause
been like two where you're like, oh, I remember that, but you're like, I don't know if I watched this
And then I
movie.
literally have tears rolling down my face because it's just too much.
Well, and like I
I
mean,
would recommend it for sure.
oh yeah, it's an easy recommend from both of us, especially in a theater. Like again, we
Yeah.
had an annoying guy in there that was like, again, main character of his own story where he's like, oh, classic Pontius, which
Yeah.
like he looked like such a loser. But like I could feed off of that energy
Yeah.
a little bit, and it's one of the few movies where I find like that kind of participation
Because even when I got there
acceptable.
late, the laughter, everybody was laughing their asses
Yeah.
off. And Shay got there, and I'm like, I'm not sure what we missed, but everybody was really laughing.
Yeah.
And that I don't know if I've ever been to a movie actually like that where everybody is laughing, like,
Well,
and that's the joy of the movies.
yeah.
I'll say it. I love, 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 love. Everybody who knows me knows I love going to the movies. You got
Yeah.
a big head.
I have a huge
I absolutely love going to the movies. It's one of my favorite things. And there's just so much that you get out of that experience that you don't get at home watching things on TV.
preach, Peg, preach.
I know. Hey, anybody who knows me knows that. It's my thing.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 now I even go by myself, and
Oh, all the time.
I just love the experience of the theater
And this was
and the
genuinely
popcorn.
I think why this feels so different too, and why it feels so special is genuinely because, like you said, we don't get comedies anymore
No,
in the
not like to
theaters.
that extent where like
No.
everything was just funny. And I don't remember actually being any movie. I'm a queen of the jump scare. If there's a jump scare, I'm jumping and I'm screaming. Everybody knows that too.
Yeah.
But the
Horror movie's
actual
not her favorite.
oh no. The actual like I don't know if I've ever been in a movie like people were laughing like that today.
Not that
So
consistently.
no, so it wasn't, I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 by any means or whatever the heartometer is, but
Yeah.
I would recommend it, and go see it in the theater because almost any movie is just better in the theater.
So where does this get? So on ours, if you liked it, did you like it or did you love it? Those are the only two or positive ratings on the heart
I'd
meter.
say between like and love. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't love it,
really liked it.
but I really did like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm in the same boat. I would say.
It might have been the experience with my son, date night with mom in Montreal.
Shout out Pizza Balagan, by the way.
Oh,
Fed us before we left. Mom's first time having Pizza Balagan.
kick-ass truffle pizza.
I'm not a truffle
Kick-ass.
guy, but I was hyping this up for a long time for her. Like, this is my favorite spot. Shout out Alex at Balagan. Absolutely love this
I
place.
have to say, I was skeptical. And he's like, "Oh," and he always wants me to pick out the restaurant or whatever we eat at, but I'm like, "Yeah, pizza's fine." Oh my God. Probably the best pizza I ever had. It was very good.
And by the way, not a sponsored segment on the
No.
show. This is just it's my neighborhood joint around the corner, literally from where I live. I've
Exceptional.
discovered it on a walk with Dutch one night. And yeah, best pizza in Montreal. I was a big
Yeah.
Pizza Tony guy before. I still love Pizza Tony, particularly the thick. I like big square grandma style pizza too every once in a while. So I still love Pizza Tony for that. But yeah, Balagan, I let mom, I get a whole one myself. They're rare good thin crust, and I get the OG is my go-to. And I let you try that. But I knew you would like the truffle one. That's the one Ty and Ashley like the most. If you love mushrooms, you love truffles. It's it's up your alley. I'm not a mushroom guy at
Right
all,
from the
but
first bite, I was like, "Yeah."
and the garlic dip.
Yes.
They make their own garlic dip.
Apparently I ate too much of it, but
Well, you had 2 slices, you used the whole dip. I used the whole dip for the whole pizza, so anyway, there's no right or wrong, like, get 4 dips if that's what you need to get through, but yeah, shout out Balagan. We had a nice little
yes.
date night, had our pizza, and then we went out, Cineplex, the Scotiabank. Fucking God, we didn't have to sit in the shitty red seats at the Forum. Brandon, shout out Brandon's favorite theater. He hates the Forum.
Sorry, Brandon, I would have worn a costume had I known I was going to be doing this. I don't know what
I'm really scared as to what my mother's Jackass like.
Hey, I come up with some good costume.
We should have just both filmed it, like like camera gear up, or like we're definitely not wearing any clothes.
My Halloween costume from last year.
Yeah,
I was a male nudist.
I'll send those to Brandon for the social
No.
clips. Yeah, I have those pictures. So Brandon, we're gonna insert
No.
for the social clips.
Brandon, I'm still mad at you about the egg roll picture.
Shout out to the studio tour video. Yeah, I don't know where you got that picture from. Could have been anything. But yeah, no, we'll interject that so you guys can see that. So once again, if you don't already, follow us, Screen Love Affair. Brandon's a maestro on our social side, constantly putting out content every once in a while when we make these big pieces. So shout out Brandon. But the biggest shout out has to go to my mother. I am so grateful that you actually I had to do a lot of pressuring to make this happen, but I knew it would be a perfect movie to do it. We would have a fun time, and you did great. You're gonna get a lot of love for this. I can tell.
And my movie taste is typically dog shit,
Hey, she said it, not me.
as quoted by my son over here, which is not true. Typically different than his, but I'm an old mom, so.
Yeah, we have different tastes, but on Jackass, best and last,
I
we're
think we
more or less
agree.
agree on that one. And again, like, see it in theaters. It's not just a plug for the theaters. Like, it has been a minute, even in like when I saw Naked Gun, which like was steady, it's like every 15 seconds max, there's a new bit. The thing is, they didn't hit like as consistently, and that's going to be the case when you have so many jokes. But this movie, it just felt like constant,
Well, because
constant
it's
laughter
so
and stuff.
extreme.
Yeah.
It's like, because you can't believe what you're seeing,
Yeah.
really. And it was good.
Yeah.
And go to the theaters.
On that note, guys, Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that generic stuff that everyone's supposed to say at the end of these kinds of videos. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Mom, for being on the show, repping the merch. Keep your eyes out on socials. We'll have news about that soon. You can rock.
You
That's
have
embroidered, folks. You can see that. Oh my God.
messing up my hair.
I know you look great. We look great. On that note, guys, thank you so much. And we will see you at the
At the
movies.
movies.